Hi Libra, welcome to your week ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. Check them out for all three so that you know which part of you I resonate with most as a reader. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody. Use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share if you should so choose, and this resonates, hit that subscribe button. So for your key this week, you have the Temperance card. Okay, so again, right, interesting, because I think this card came up for you either last week or the week before. And yours is the sign of balance. So it's a little bit cliche to say to you guys, like, you need to find some balance. But actually, this week, I don't think it's about finding the balance. I actually think it's about finding what is out of balance and asking yourself how attached to that you actually are. So in all of these different areas of life, it's really up to you this week to ask yourself where you are the discordant element, where you are getting in your own way, where maybe some part of you is just not... This isn't to say there's anything wrong with you, but where maybe some part of you is just not functioning in the way that your Libran DNA is supposed to. The other thing is as well, this week, watch out for power struggles. Watch out for being caught or sucked up into other people's, you know, I don't know whether I can say this at this point, but other people's shit, quite frankly, that just really doesn't sort of belong to you. And then finally, this week you are being asked in all of these areas of your life to really think about your energetic vibrational pattern and how that is either a discordant note in your life or it's a positive one, right? So for your actions and options this week, you've got the Four of Wands. Love that with the Temperance card, because it's effectively, this is you celebrating yourself. And I think it's taken a good bloody while for you guys to get to this point. And I've been on at you for probably the better part of the year, telling you to own your brilliance, right? We've talked about this a lot, Libra, and it looks like you're finally moving into that space. And I wonder if this discordant element this week is going to be that somebody tries to rain on your parade, or as we like to say, if you're really common here in the UK, someone's trying to piss on your fireworks, right? So you got to be ready to call that out. Now, because the Four of Wands is a foundational card, it's because it's a foundational card, you're really being invited here to think about your space, your boundaries, your foundations, and what sets that on, you know, on edge, so to speak. Now, when it comes to your, oh gosh, come on, brain. When it comes to, sorry, I just had a brain blank there. When it comes to the options that are available to you, there are reasons to celebrate here. And it feels for me like there's going to be some kind of really either positive development, some kind of good news, or some reason to celebrate. And this puts you kind of at a certain level. And maybe someone tries to kind of mess with that. Let's see. Now, you've got the Two of Wands for your communications and conversations. One of the things that shows up here, especially with the Two of Wands, one of the things that shows up is this is about you seeking, or should I say surveying, a new path, right? So far, when we look at all of these cards, they share one thing in common. The Four of Wands is a four, right? So it's stable, it's balanced. The Two of Wands is 1 and 1, so it's, you know, it's 2, it's balanced. You've got the Temperance card that represents balance. So in all of your actions and your communications, you are functioning the way that you are meant to. It just feels for me like there's some kind of, just a discordant note in your life. And I wonder if it's on like an energetic level. because it appears you're showing up in the way that you need to. That Two of Wands is opportunities that come to you from places and spaces that you maybe don't feel comfortable in. And so the thing that is kind of out of place, it's not that you are out of place, it's that you feel out of place, and that makes you act like you're out of place, and energetically people then pick it up. I know that's really complex, but watch it a couple of times and go back, right? Because this is all kind of just going right through me at the minute. Now, for those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, this is very likely that a lot of you start to look for either a remedial tutor, someone that helps you get back on track with your studies. That's very possible. It could be that a lot of you decide to go into a healthcare / medical profession, or start to lean towards doing something along those lines. Maybe moving into a service industry that is medically based. Now, for those of you that are employed by somebody else, this is the age-old question that I think everybody who is employed by a company, that, you know, if you're not self-employed, I think everybody asks themselves the question at some point, should I stay or should I go? And this is you really trying to weigh up what are the positives and the negatives here. And to be completely honest with you, with everything that's present here, it looks like you've gone as far as you can go with what you have present. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, yeah, I really like this actually, because it looks like you're starting to realize where things are off kilter or where they need to be brought back in. And more importantly, it looks like you're really starting to understand your own value and worth. And I think you can thank Venus, your ruling planet, moving through your sign for that. She's obviously done some really good work there. Now, for those of you that are retired and no longer working, this could be conversations about purchasing a second property, a second home, a home abroad, or maybe even a piece of land. That's very possible. If that is the case and you're moving ahead with it, it looks like good things to come. For your love and relations, you've got the World card. So this is beautiful, because your relationship, for those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, your relationship, it reaches a point this week where you're like, okay, we either go to the next level and we change this, or we forget it. It's kind of like a fix it or forget it energy. And it looks like you choose to fix it. It looks like you choose to take it to the next level, or even further the relationship that you have. Now, if you are single and you're meeting somebody, there's going to be an age gap between you and this person. And I've got to say, they look like they're very successful in their own right. So if you are the older party, it's usually, with the World card, it's usually five plus years is like usually the age group, the age difference. If you are looking at them, you're thinking, oh, you know, I'm 5, 6, maybe longer, you know, many more years like your senior and all the rest of it, I can assure you, they're not looking for like a sugar daddy or a sugar mommy or whatever. Like, this person's got it going on in their own right. They are successful in and of themselves. Now, if this is the other way around and you are the younger person, you are already, as you're starting to understand it, bringing something good to this table, right? So before anyone has to ask the question of, well, what do you bring to the table? Don't worry, don't fret, because you're bringing good stuff already, okay? And then finally, for your money and materials, you've got the Hierophant card. So there is likely to be an interaction with a bank, a building society, or a financial institution this week. It's quite possible that some of you could be inking a deal of some sort, or putting your signature to some big purchase. And I say a big purchase because these cards suggest that it's something that is worth celebrating. So whatever you're inking, whatever deals, whatever purchases you're moving ahead with, you're establishing something that does seem to last or stand the test of time, which is great. Now, when it comes to your, interestingly enough as well, because the Hierophant, Temperance is what I call the Hierophant set free. Okay, so when it comes to money and value and worth, I think you have come to new ideas or new conclusions about what your resources and your wealth are tied to. And so there's a new, deeper understanding of your monetary or financial outlook, energy, and wisdom. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, this is going to be your neck, your throat, this whole sort of general area. This week, your voice rings true. So use it. All right, and I do want to remind you before we get into your home and environment. Remember, these weeklies are going behind. They're going into a membership here on YouTube. They're not going anywhere else, so you'll have to sign up for that. There's a link for it in the description box below. These memberships are $8.99 a month. That's for all of the weeklies plus some of the goodies that I'll be bringing you that will specifically be only for members. So keep an eye out for that. It is imminent that they're coming, so I want you to be aware of it. I've given everybody plenty of time this week. I've plugged it every week for like the last 3 weeks, and I've told you that changes are coming to the channel, so stick with me. And I think you're really going to enjoy what I bring you, like the new stuff. I think you will really enjoy. So there will be things that replace the weeklies. You'll just have to wait to see what they are. For your home and environment, the Hierophant suggests not setting a standard, but the Hierophant suggests getting a what's the word that I'm looking for? The Hierophant suggests it's like you're establishing home as a base, right? So it's like, for a lot of you, this might be that you start looking elsewhere for the living situation, or that you manage to secure somewhere else. Now, that outside of that, because the Hierophant represents like the structure of things, this can also represent the fact that you're having some kind of structural work or change done, or maybe even initiated as of this week. So it's like maybe you applied to the bank for money so that you can do some renovations on the home, or add an extension, or build a, whatever the case might be. Whichever way that goes for you, the money you need is available to you. All right. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.